Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to the 2 hour of the Blox race. We will start some pre-show, little stuff in a minute. But we're gonna wait for now and yeah. We'll see you all in a bit. JJC is currently busy right now, so I will be taking over the pre-show until he is ready to come back. If you don't know who I am JP. I am currently working for RLTV, and you may see me in the Junior League sometimes, so if you're just wondering who I am. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to the pre-show. Today we are here for the 2 hour of the Blox race. This is I think one of the only endurance races this is the only endurance race of the season. So there's a lot to look forward to. And there is the fight between Lamar and Brian. We're going to talk about that in a second. But anyways, welcome to the show for those who are just tuning in. We are at the 2 hour of the Blox race for Race League. Yeah, I'm your pre-show host for today. Mando Joe 30. JJC Gaming is currently busy, but he will take over the pre-show once we are all ready. Anyways, let's now get into one of the what are the events going on so far. Right now we have qualifying 3 going on. Qualifying 3 is the qualifying before the race. So we are finishing that, and then racers will get ready at the grid here and get ready to race in this 2 hour of the Blox race. Now, the very interesting thing about this race is that it is 2 hours, so racers will have to be dialed in and really locked in for this race, as it is going to be long. Now, let's talk about these cars that we have here, right? So, over here we have the new improved safety car. I don't know if you guys can see this on the stream, but there's a safety car over here. This is what will be used today for it's usually a Mustang, but today it's a Corvette, because there actually is 3 classes of cars for this endurance race. So that will be very interesting to see how those cars perform against each other. So these 3 classes of cars are really, they're actually pretty interesting. So one of them is the Corvette. This is like a new addition really to the league. Not really many racers are experienced with that, experience with the Corvette. So there was a lot of people that had to practice like a lot this week to get ready to use that Corvette in this race. There's only 1 Corvette per team, I'm pretty sure. So I think teams chose the most elite racers to race in that car. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how that will perform. Second is the Mustang that is usually used during the race league races. Not really many racers had to practice a lot with that car, as it is used during the actual league, for regular races. And the third car is the Camaro. This was also a pretty new addition, as last year we used the Bullhorn Determinator, but the Camaro would definitely be, I think, a better, it may be better in some ways, it may be worse in some ways, but they also had to practice using that car too, and I think that's like really between the Corvette and the Mustang, and that's like the middle car where it's like interesting. So those 3 cars will be used today, and one of the interesting rules is that if there is a Mustang via Corvette on a straight, the Corvettes must overtake the Mustangs, and the Mustangs cannot defend. So that's also a pretty interesting rule that is going on. We will be back in a second. Qualifying is just wrapping up, and we will talk about more about the race in a second. Anyways, folks, as you can see right now, you can see that little safety car going back there. They're like starting to build the grid here for the upcoming race. The race is supposed to start at 2:30, but I guess it's going to be delayed a little bit since they still have to wrap up qualifying and others like that. So we're going to try to get some interviews with some racers and see how their thoughts on this Blox race is going to be. We'll be back with that in a moment and see if we can do that. But right now we're going to talk about who do we think is going to win the race and who do we think is not going, or who do we think is going to perform the best with all these new kind of car classes and stuff like that. Really, the battle right now between in the World Drivers Championship is Brian versus Lamar. Those are like that's like the Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen kind of thing there. But yeah. So this grid is still being built here. But yeah. we're still gonna have to see who is gonna win this. You know, maybe someone could come up out of nowhere and beat Lamar and Brian. Now, I'm pretty sure in the main league, it is not the objective to get track position. It's you want to get as many laps in as you can. So whoever has the most laps at the end of the race will win. And that might be team combined, but I have to check with that. Again, for those who are just tuning in, we are at the 2 hours of the Blox race for the Race League main league. They are just wrapping up qualifying 3 and currently building the grid for the race. As you can see, the safety car back here, you might not be able to see, it's pretty faint, but on the screen you may be able to see the safety car building up this grid here. So we are completely ready for it, or we're almost ready for the race, and I can't wait to see what is going to happen in this race. Now they are arguing, the management team here is wondering if they should do a Le Mans start or a what's it called? Or a well, if you don't know what a Le Mans start is, basically a bunch of cars line up on the side here. I don't know if you guys can see my character, probably not, but they line up on this side over here, and they basically, like, someone says go and they all just go at one time onto the track. But it doesn't seem like they're going to do that, and they are going to do a grid start, according to the management team now. If you guys are wondering where JJC is, he is currently AFK, and he will be back soon for the race. But I will be taking over the pre-show for now until he gets back. Well, folks, I did just speak with Lamar from MPS Racing, and he is currently leading the World Drivers Championship. And I asked him about his thoughts about this race, and he said he's kind of scared. I don't know if it might be a bit chaotic or some sorts, but that is actually pretty interesting. You know, seeing that he is leading the World Drivers Championship. So this qualifying 3 is finally wrapping up, and this grid is about to get, or we are about to get underway here, here at Blox, but still some confusion going around. Not a lot of racers still here yet, so we're gonna have to wait a bit more until this race starts. Again, for those who are just tuning in, welcome to the 2 hours of the Blox race. I'm Mando Joe 30. I'm currently running the pre-show, as JJC is currently not here, but he will be back for the race. So make sure to stay tuned, as this race will start soon. Currently, we are wrapping up qualifying 3, and the grid is being set for the Blox race. So it will be interesting to see what goes on during this race. Again, it will be 2 hours, so it will last a long time, which will actually be very cool considering it lasts 2 hours. Also, something very interesting during this race is they're using the new VMS system. If you don't know what the VMS system is, it's called the Voice Marshalling System. This was made by the developer or coder for Race League, Sandrick. It is basically a system where it's easier to tell people flags and stuff like that. Like if there's a yellow flag at a certain area, it's easier to do that. And it's also easier to log drivers' lap times and their, just the amount of laps they're doing. So that's cool that this is the first time they're going to actually be using that, and it's going to be used in a 2-hour race. If you guys didn't know, the objective for this race is to actually get a lot of laps in. It is not to gain track position. So this race will just be about a lot of strategy, not really lots of racing. But it will be racing too, so it's actually really interesting how this race works.
Hello. How's it going?
Alright folks, JJC is back, so I'll be handing over the pre-show to him. So JJC will currently take over.
Okay, thank you very much, JP. And it is great to be back on the prestigious circuit of Le Bloxy, well, commonly known as Le Mans. You're joined by your main commentator here in the studio, JJC Gaming, as we embark on a journey, as we, enroll out on this race. And it's good. It looks like it's going to be a very exciting one. Now, if you're new here and you don't know how Le Mans works, right, I've just been disconnected. Oh my days. That is so annoying. Right, we're going to have to rejoin here. But in the meantime, we're going to switch over to our other camera. Camera 2, which is JP, but he's not set up currently. Oh, how disappointing. Yep, there we go. Setting up. There we go. Either way, we should be joined by a very special guest. Very soon. Hopefully they join. Hopefully. We'll be talking to them. And it should be very good. As I try rejoin. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Stream lag? Yeah, I believe it is. Well, my thing went really low for a second. Well, the thing, yeah. It's the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi. Don't worry. But yeah. Right, but as we look here, we can see the main circuit. Very nice. In all its glory. If you guys can see that there. There we go. Right, so they're currently doing the lineup. So if you're new here, they have 2 starts. So one of the starts is the Corvette. And the other ones is the Falcon Stallions. Right. Right, there we go. We are back. We are back in all glory. Right, we should be there. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back. Any second now. We should be embarking on the race. Now, we're trying to find the current lineups for you of the circuit. Now, we do apologize if there is some things such as called lag. We're trying to resolve the issues as quickly as possible. So yeah, we also might need to turn down the yeah, sorry, not turn down that volume. Mute that one. There we go. Now, JP and Dino are going to be setting up other angles around the map, just to keep you occupied during this race. Now, it does currently look as... Oh, we're trying to look. But yeah, I think there's quite a bit of lag. Right, either way, the racers are lining up. Looks like they're ready. What else? Right. Oh, sorry. Did not mean to do that there. Right. Believe everything is up. We're just awaiting confirmation. Everything is up. Oh, is that an echo? Yeah, that is an echo. Right. Okay, right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. The beautiful circuit of Le Mans hosts race 4. The beautiful circuit of Le Mans hosts race 4 as we embark on the 4th race of this season. Who will take P1, who will finish last, and what will be the biggest upsets? Well, you're watching the live show here on RLTV, or you're watching the highlight show later on. Now, introduced for this race, they have introduced a new system. So we're going to pull that up here. So you can see, it's called the race control panel, which I think is very cool. So if we enter it, we can actually see the leaderboard, which is very cool. And we can see all the calls being made. I think it is buggy at the moment, so we'll try hop back to that in a minute here. We're also trying to get the lineups, so we're trying to find it. Right, we have found it. Race 4 leaderboard. P1 is Brian. P2 is Lamar. P3 is Seth, followed by his teammate Qua. P5 and 6 see Auburn and Coda, and then P7 sees Chase. Visco confirms a P8, followed by Slasher in 9. CDN Dodge is in the 10th position, followed by Sovo, Unlimited, and Contraption. P14 sees Sweater, then the new addition of XYZ Grumpy. 16 sees Shadow, 17 sees Chicken. Now for the Cabetta RZR leaderboard, we see Jog, we see Ayan, we see Cool Cat, we see Chicken, we see Morky, and we see FF Foxy. Now, we are just minutes away from the race starting. We have got the race control board open, and we are rolling. We have gone underway. There goes the supercars, followed by the 350s, who will disembark in just a second here. Right, any minute now, the second part of the race will kick off. 2 hours racing. Two hours of Bloxy racing has just kicked underway. What a chaotic start it is. All all my days of lost words. It is underway. It is a fantastic start. I believe that's Coda Culture there in one of the cars. And at the back, there is still quite a lot of confusion. Looks like the Mismos and XYZ cars collided, which puts the XYZ cars in last, followed by a Mismo. I believe that's Mismo, unless it's unlimited. But either way, they are underway. Here's the other POV where we can see the River City area, if you can see there, which is very interesting. If we flick over to the other one, of course, when it loads, yes, we can see the XYZ racers coming out near the jewelry store. Now, for now, we can see them racing down Riverside Drive, following one of after each other. Looks like XYZ has made up a few positions. But all in all, very good. And we can see Coda is on lap 2 out of 80. I feel like this leaderboard is actually a bit incorrect. I feel like he's had an extra lap. But either way, we'll be keeping an eye on the leaderboard. See if anything changes. As we head back over to this camera here. See who will pass over first. Look at that. All of it. And there they go. Zooming around. Very cool. Now, unfortunately, I'm not too sure on all of these car liveries, as I believe they are in basic colours. And, well, they managed to catch up a bit. But, yeah, here's what it's looking like if we focus our attention around onto this corner now. The cars start differently due to speeds, and there's something to do with blue flags. And then up there, we can see the chicane, all the drivers heading through that. So, yeah, we have a nice view. And they will definitely be able to see the drivers under them. We had the leaderboard just in. I believe it's Supra and P1 followed by Aeon. That's what we're getting right now. We're not aware if this is factually correct. But yeah, we could believe that is Coda Culture coming round. He recently signed for Leland, and that is their special Bloxy livery, as we can see in all its glory as he follows it round. And yeah, we can see that they're currently on lap 2 out of 80. We can see more liveries, more cars flooding through. Now, if we switch over to our other angle here, we can see that they are currently on Riverside Drive. This is Dino's, of course, his angle, which we can see. Now, if we flick back to the start there, we can still see drivers are coming round. It's all a bit chaotic, but it's calmed down. The calm before the storm. It's all managed to kind of separate. Well, kind of. Well, everybody's been spreading out. And later on, we will be having a special guest join us, which will be very exciting. So make sure and stick around until that happens. Now, I do apologise for that on the screen right there. That did not mean to happen. Definitely did not mean to happen there. So I do apologise about that. Right, we're currently setting up the live leaderboard for you on the corner of your screen. So that should appear very soon. But in the meantime, the drivers are entering round onto their 3rd lap or 4th, depending where are they positioned. Now, all drivers are currently going round, trying to see what they can do, try build their way up. Now, we're still trying to get the leaderboard on the screen for you. I don't know where to place it. We're going to place it in the corner, or up there. Oh, there we go. Sorry, that is the leaderboard on the screen. We'll make adjustments to it throughout, but yeah, those are your live leaderboards. As we can see, there we go. People entering down Riverside, and yeah, we're setting up the other camera still. I do apologize. But yeah, that was the leaderboard. We'll try to update you on it every so often, as we're racing on the streets of Le Mans. Now here we could see, or just about see, the shot. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if they could quite see that. We'll cut back to that in just a second there. Seems like something's gone wrong. I'm not quite sure. Not too sure what happened. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, that is zoomed out. Hey, what could go wrong, they said. What could go wrong? Well, now you know. Now you know, everybody. So yeah, these are the cars heading round. Currently, if we look at this, we've got Super leading the race on lap 5, followed by Ayan. Lamar sits in a comfortable P3, followed by Brian, Morky, and Armin. Now, those are where the races are heading round. If we come back over to my angle, we can see that they're exiting the tunnel. Follow them around. I believe this is Super coming round, or that they could be there. I'm not too quite sure. But yeah, we can see them crossing that's the start line, and there they go. Following round, coming around the corner, and off they go. Now, this track is absolutely massive. So you're going to have to play a bit of guessing. And look at this. There goes Coda Culture on the good old... I believe he's racing for another team. Oh, and it seems like he's crashed. Believe there's been a spin out there between Coda and the other vehicle as we're following this. And looks like Coda is remaining in the lead. But in the meantime, we've still got other racers pouring through. And we've got some other racers up there. Okay, here comes the XYZ car. Coming around, and as we can see, coming around the corner, there they go. One XYZ car, followed by... Okay, no, this actually isn't an XYZ car. That is a good old... I believe that's Steel Corsair, followed by... I believe that's Leland, and all the racers seem to be coming through here. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And then we'll cut back over to Riverside Drive, where it looks fairly quiet for the meantime. Who knows? There's a driver. Driver's popping out. It's a bit laggy on their end. But yeah, we're looking at that. It looks like their screen is actually frozen. So we'll cut over to JP's angle there. As we can see, he's trying to get a good shot of Riverside Drive. Would be nice if you could see the leaderboard. Yeah, we'll put the leaderboard on. I'm trying to get it on full time. There we go. That is the leaderboard. Super on lap 5, followed by Ayan, Lamar, Brian, Cool Cat Chicken, Armin, Coda sits in 8th, Walkie 9th, and Sweater 10th. Now, I'm not too sure if these drivers have actually updated it, because it looks like they haven't really. As looks like somebody's gone off into the ditches there. Looks like it was a Williams Racing trying to push their car off. Now that could be unlimited by the looks of it. We're trying to get the satellite angle there. He's managed to push it back off the rocks and regain traction there. But that would be very costly. Very, very costly as they spun out and they carry back on. Now the start is looking fairly quiet for now as we get one of the leaders coming past. Here they go down the final straight. And off they go, coming around the corner and going round. Followed by some of the other racers, which should be, if we look through the trees, appearing over there. Now, yeah, we're just going to have to wait for them to appear. Lamar, I believe, is in P1. No, P2. Super is in P1. All of this leaderboard information is confusing a little bit. We're going to try look at the actual race league standings. JP, your screen is not black, no. But yeah, we're looking into this here. But we're looking into this. Trying to give you an accurate standing of who's P1. So it looks like a few people have actually DNF'd already. Yeah, everybody's using this new automated system. Right, here we go. We're just currently on board. Right. We're currently looking at everything here. That is the wrong thing. Is this the right thing? There we go. Welcome back. As we can see, them taking around the roundabout as they head into River City, following them nice and cleanly, following them as they take the corners. Now here comes people down the straight. Now it looks like Sovo has overtaken Lamar. Super sits in P1. Sovo sits in P2. Lamar sits in P3. Now Brian drops down to 4th and Cool Cat jumps up to 5. Now they're currently on the 6th lap, the leaders. Chase has moved up to 11th, which is all new news. Now it's saying all of these people in last have DNF'd. Now I don't know if they're racing or if they've actually DNF'd. So we're trying to keep an eye out for you as it switches to night, which will make this a whole lot more difficult. After all, this is an endurance race, and as you can see from the wider shot there of JP, you can see good on night time. It has fallen. There's a car going around in River City. Very nice. As I mentioned earlier, all the races now have kind of slowed, well, not really slowed, separated. As we can see, one of the cars there making their entry round the grid area. As we can see, the start, you know, looking very, very wonderful. Cars will be driving round here later. Yep, there is another car. Believe this is Super or Sovo. Followed very closely by this 350. Very, very closely. Surprising how some of these cars have caught up. There goes Coda Culture racing past. And oh my days. Okay, where's our screen gone? Oh, sorry, we got a little bit far off. But either way, if we just head down here, we can kind of cut through the trees. See anybody around there. Yeah, there goes one of the other 350s. It's almost like a trail of them here coming round, as we can see. Very nice. Good racing, and it looks like they're still on lap 6. Remember, the average time for this lap is around 2 minutes 25. So laps will take very long on this 80 lap race on your Saturday evening. Remember, if you do want to join us tomorrow, there'll be another stream with another stream host for the Junior League race. Now, we do currently have the qualifying standings. JJC, aka me, sits in P6. And I believe it's Hyper with a time of 2 minutes 28 sits in P1. Now, that's all for the Junior League race tomorrow. So join us then. Super enters lap 7. Followed by Sovo, Lamar. Still with the same standings. Lamar's dropped down to 3rd, which could definitely affect the World Drivers' Championship. Lamar jumps up to P2, entering lap 7. He's overtaken Sovo, and Sovo actually jumps down to P4. Maybe he's DNF, but Brian jumps up to P3. Lamar P2. Super holds the position of P1. All the racers now following through. What an absolute contest this is here. Looking like they'll pull an overtake, can they? Entering that corner. Looks like they're catching up the other driver. But yeah, very interesting. Now, I'm going to try hand you over to JP real quick whilst I have to go pop somewhere. I'll be about 5 minutes and then we'll see you back in a minute. JP, you there?
Yeah, I am.
Hello. Right.
Hello.
We're gonna have to hand over to you 1 second. Let me lower the music so they can hear you. We don't want to make it too loud. And yeah, we've got a new camera. Right, we're trying to get all of these angles out. I'm not too sure because normally we use a different broadcaster thing. But either way, I will be back in a minute. JP is going to take over in the meantime. He will be your host. Hello. Right, I'm trying to open... Okay, right, here we go. I'm lowering the music. There we go. The floor is yours. Welcome back. JP, you there?
Anyways, folks, we are back here at Le Mans. Seems to be a great race so far. Some bit of troubles for some teams, but it still looks like it's going great for others. Can't really see the leaderboards. That one's gonna be tough. But yeah, I'll try to get positions and stuff until JJC gets back. Anyways, here you can see it's a Mustang versus a Corvette going down the straight here. It's pretty crazy so far, so yeah, this one's gonna be tough. Here you can see an XYZ racer going down near the roundabout. This is XYZ's first race, so it's their first race as a whole team, and it seems to be performing well so far. Seems that the safety car is out. And here comes lots of racers down the street in the roundabout here. There's a little battle right there between that red and white car. Maybe a little bit of desync too in the process. But what a race so far. Looks like there's some activity near the gas station, though we can't go to that due to some broadcasting issues at the moment. But it seems to be that the safety car is out, though we haven't seen it yet, so yeah. You're trying to pinpoint you to that activity at the gas station, though we can't really get to it at the moment. Haven't seen the safety car come yet, so maybe it isn't out, and that might have been a false call there. Here's Lamar coming down this little road here onto the roundabout and heading into River City. That Mismo Corvette there coming near the roundabout too. So there we go, coming down this little straight here onto that road on the roundabout. It's that Corvette versus that Camaro there. Here comes another one of those XYZ cars going down onto the roundabout. Again, they've been performing pretty well, being this their first. I was just told that Mercedes just ran off track, and now they regained though. It was possible recovery. Sorry that we can't get that kind of action right now, but it will be back soon.
JJC, switch your cameras.
Shh, bro.
Blue flag. Cool.
Oh my god, look at all this action coming down the street here. Lots of racing going on. Here's another Mustang versus the Corvette, and the Mustang lets the Corvette by, as that is one of the rules for this race.
Blue flag.
Here comes Mustangs, two Mustangs. And it seems that Shragar is leading there. Oh. Here comes that Mismo Corvette once again, and lots of lights on. And Leland going down here too onto the roundabout into River City.
Blue flag.
We tune over here to Riverside. You can see some cars going on these little turns here. And looks like that Leland has crashed and flipped over, but it takes recovery. And is looking to rejoin the track. Let's hope it doesn't rejoin unsafely. It's on the grass, and it rejoins safely. That is a very bad cost, though, as they have just lost track position. More of these cars heading down near the roundabout into the city here. Let's get some little shot of that. As you can see, one of the MPS racers is fighting against a Mustang in the so it's a Camaro
Blue
versus
flag.
a Mustang.
Shadow.
Here. Those two are really same cars, but the Camaro is just faster. As you can see here.
Once again, I am back, and thank you, JP, for the coverage.
Blue flag. Sweater.
If you see, you can hear the blue flag automation system in the background. Super is in P1, followed by Cool Cat, Brian, then Lamar. Sid's in P4. Lamar is off the podium currently as we enter 1/8 of this race, which is crazy to think. Normally, we'd be halfway through, but no, we are 1/8 of the way. We've still got about an hour and a half to go, so yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Definitely is going to be. Now, we've got a special guest, which we're trying to get soon on board. So who knows when they'll join.
Blue flag. Shadow.